show you, and we're going to hold up the parts, is the turbine. You don't want to hold up the turbine?
This is the turbine.
Okay, so the turbine, and move out of the way so people can see here. So the turbine is made up of a stick that turns, and a tube in the middle, and wings, there's Mrs. Miller, and wings that will move, or hopefully what we're trying to do is get the stick to turn with water. That's the goal of this turbine. And when the turbine is attached, oh, look at how tangled your string is again. Wait, let go of the turbine, let go of the turbine. When the string is attached to the turbine, that's why it's spinning like this, and when the turbine turns, what's going to happen to the string?
The string's gonna pull the wire on top of the battery, so then the light bulb lights.
So we're trying to make a transformation from
Water
to
electric.
water energy to hydro energy to electric energy. Okay, take the turbine. Let's get the circuit set up now. And let's hope this all works. So we want the turbine to turn and move the string to pull the wire to get the turbine, to get the light bulb to light. Yeah. Like I said, we were having a lot of difficulty getting this to work.
You never had any problem getting our experiments to work like that.
Okay, so how are we getting the turbine to work?
Water.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. Can you get the hacksaw one? Okay, ready?
Okay. Here we go. The turbine was turning, and now it's not turning, and now it is turning, and the string's moving, and quick, more water!
More water. That's a lot of water. Uh-oh. There it goes.
Where's the light bulb? Nope.
And
Why are we turning? Why is it turning?
wait, I just have to pretend that this really happened.
No, it's still.
Ta-da!
What?
Yay! It happened.
Okay, that was a little help. What really... Okay, everyone else sit down now. What really was going on was the string definitely moved the wire, but just not onto the battery. So we helped it a little.
A little physical.
A little mechanical energy in there by a human being, assisting the hydro energy. Okay, we need to get this stuff out of the water now. Okay.
Say that was really more of a transforming water power into mechanical energy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it did turn it into light. We just needed a little mechanical help to do that.
Yes, although I don't know if moving something so it batteries transforming the hydro power into electricity.
No, leave the tray. We'll take the tray. Well, let's talk about that. So, Mr. Crosby says he's not sure if moving something with the hydropower so that it connects a circuit makes electrical.
You were gone, now you're back.
Oh, okay, I guess when we move that. We're back? Don't put this away.
Maybe they don't know this is
Did the water hit the camera?
Can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay.
You hear us?
Oh, yes, you could just put that down. That would be fine. Okay, so, and let's just turn it. Okay, and I'll move out of the way now. So, in order, let's just leave it until we're done. In order to get, boys, come sit down over here, because you are our experts for this. Come sit down over here. So the question is, did you actually transform? Let's pretend that that actually worked. Let's do that. We'll pretend it actually worked, and you got the wire pulled onto the circuit and lit the circuit. Because you definitely pulled the wire, you just couldn't get it to pull over to the circuit. So, assuming you had, would that have been a transformation of energy?
Yes.
Why?
Because you used water to turn a turbine, which the turbine was connected to a string and a wire, and you needed to run the wire over the battery, so when the turbine was spinning, it was winding up all that string, and it got to a point where the wire touched the battery.
Okay, so was there electrical energy, was there a light source lit before?
Yes.
The light was lit before you started the experiment? No. So the light wasn't lit before you started the experiment, and then you started the water running over the turbine and the light lit up. Is that a transformation, Mr. Crosby?
I'm not sure, because I'm wondering if, because the electrical energy was already there. The hydropower didn't create didn't transform hydropower into electricity. It really used transformed into mechanical energy to attach to electricity. So,
or to light, or to...
difference is that, like in a hydroelectric dam, the water turns a turbine that makes electricity. It doesn't move a wire onto a battery.
To turn on electricity.
Yeah.
And you're correct. So what we really did was we created light energy. Or mechanical energy.
I'd say more that you transformed hydro into mechanical.
Right.
You moved something.
Right. And you should know, boys and girls, that in a real hydroelectric power plant, that what Mr. Crosby is saying is true. It doesn't just turn the turbine to flip the switch. It doesn't flip the switch. It actually creates the electricity. Where was...
You guys all have this in your cars, because in your car you have a battery, and that battery would die after a while. It would run out of power, except that there's a generator, like a turbine, sometimes now called an alternator, inside the car. And as the motor runs, there's a belt that's attached to the motor of the car that makes that generator spin, and it makes electricity just like a generator in a water power plant does, and that keeps your battery charged and also runs the electrical things, the air conditioning and the radio and the lights and anything else in the car off that generator and the battery. That mainly keeps the battery charged up all the time. Otherwise, you'd run your battery down and have to keep replacing the battery in your car.
And I actually have a hybrid, which means I have two batteries. So when one is full, the other one charges up. So I run my car off electricity more than gas, because I have a lot of electricity. You have a question, Angela? Go ahead.
What was the variable in this experiment?
Okay, we had to change the experiment a little bit, because that's a really good question. This turned out actually to be more of a demonstration than an experiment. Their original experiment was to turn the water on and see how much force was needed to turn the turbine. But we couldn't figure out how to get everything over to the sink and still have everyone see anything. But when we do...
So here's a question. How could, in that exact experiment, the way they did it, what could we have done to make a variable?
What could we have made the variable?
Because we had the exact same problem. My hydroelectric group, what were you guys originally doing? You weren't filling it up halfway. What were you doing?